And go ahead and place yourselves on mute. And we'll just get started. So thanks so much. All right. So we're just going to come to our mat in a cross-legged position, however you want to do it. If you prefer with the balls of your feet together and laying on your back, you're welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, you can remain in easy pose with your hands up if you need a little bit more energy today, or with your palms down if you're feeling a little too energized and need to bring some more calm to yourself. All right, so just bowing your head to your heart for a moment now. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And just starting to notice what's happening for you right here, right now, wherever you may be seated or laying down. Noticing the sensations of your body. Maybe it's a little chilly in the room, or maybe it's a bit warm. Just noticing, not trying to change anything. Not trying to make any judgments. Just being right here, right now, breathing and being. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Just noticing now what's going on within your body. Noticing if there's any tension or any other sensations that might be coming up for you as you sit here and breathe. And just bring that loving life force energy, that prana, into those areas where you need it most. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Again, I'm not trying to place any judgment on whatever might be happening for you right here, right now. But again, just breathing and being. And now starting to notice what's happening within your mind. When we sit in stillness or lie down in stillness, our mind tends to go into overdrive. And so we tame it by just taking note of it and thanking it. And if there's an unhelpful thought, we say thank you. And just letting it happen in your mind as you inhale and as you exhale. And then gently coming back to your breath as an anchor holding you down into the here and now. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. And then wherever you are, placing your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your navel. Setting an intention or sankalpa for your practice today. Maybe it's a word or phrase that's going to help you to positively get through this day, this moment, with more ease and grace. An option here to consider doing good for self and higher power. Or maybe it's something else. So whatever it is, just go ahead and repeat the word or phrase in your mind's eye 3 times. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. Taking 2 more like that. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale out. And then bringing your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer-like position. Bowing your head to your hands. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and a cleansing sigh it out, exhale out. And allowing the eyes to flutter open if they've been closed. And we're going to start with bringing our hands up high to the sky on our inhale. And exhaling our hands down to heart center. We're going to take 3 more like that. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale down. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach it big. Good. Exhale down. All right. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands just to our shins right below our knees. And we're going to do a modified cat-cow. So on the inhale, I want you to exaggerate the inhale. So we're going to scoop our shoulders up and back. Exhale. 3 more times like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, cat it out. Good. Good. All right, on the next inhale, we're going to reach the hands up high to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to bring our left hand just about a foot or so from your left hip. And exhale it out. Take a nice big stretch here. You might notice, oh, well, maybe that's not as big of a stretch as I'd like. So maybe just bringing your hand a little bit further down, further on the ground away from you to get a deeper stretch here. Good. On your next inhale, reach it up. Taking a gaze perhaps to the sky. Exhale, we're going to come to the other side. Now here, as always, I invite you to find whatever feels best and comfortable for your neck. For those of us who put so much tension in our necks throughout the day. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to reach the hands up high to the sky. Shine the heart forward for just a slight back bend here. And on the exhale, we're going to come into our tabletop position. So in tabletop position, you want to make sure that your shoulders are stacked over the elbow over the wrist. Your hips are over your knees here. So you look like a nice table. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to reach forward slightly. So you'll feel a little bit of the tension on your wrist and then slightly rock backward. It's kind of a rock and roll, as some people call it. So let's gently rock front and back. And as you get into the front, you'll feel that change a bit in your stomach. It'll start to tighten. And then as we go along here, also creating a pelvic thrust forward, which will help us, again, more get into our lower backs. So reaching forward, exhaling back, inhaling again, exhale back. Good, and on your next inhale, coming back to your tabletop. And then this time we're going to do the opposite with our hips. So we're going to reach our hips to the left and to the right. Left and right. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Good, and coming back to the center. Now we're gonna bring some hip circles. So go ahead and just bring some organic movement into our hip region here. Maybe you start off small and then work into a bigger hip circle. Just find again what works best for you and your body. At any point in time, if you feel you don't want to go into a pose, it's totally your option to choose what you want to do. If you need to lay on your mat the whole time, that's okay too. What's important here is that you're taking time for self-care and doing what you need for your mind, body, and spirit. So finding a nice tabletop once more. And on your next inhale, I want you to make your way in, tucking your toes, making your way up into your first downward facing dog. So reaching those hips back, bringing your feet about hip width distance apart, pressing your hands into the mat, which will bring your chest further back, and then bring your gaze to look towards your toes, so as to help your neck feel more comfortable here. Good. On your next inhale, you're gonna bring yourself into your plank pose. Exhale out. Inhale back to your downward facing dog. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some waves with our body. So on your next inhale, we're gonna come onto your plank. If you need to be on your knees for plank, you can do that too. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Instead of downward facing dog, if you just need to come like this for your plank, and then back to child's pose, whatever you need for your modified wave here. So inhaling to plank once more, exhaling, rolling it back to your downward facing dog. Last one here, rolling like a wave forward into your plank, and then exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Good, so that is all gonna help with your core strength. On your next inhale, walk your feet to the front of the mat. Exhale out when you get there. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, your arms up high to the sky. Good. And then exhale, forward fold once more. Inhale, halfway lift to prepare. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, then the right foot back. Lower down your knees, lower down your chest and your chin. Inhale for cobra. Exhale. Bringing your forehead down to the mat. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your hips back to your heels, child's pose. And just breathe here in your child's pose. Not trying to rush anything. And with any forward folds, coming back to the intention that you set for your practice today. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. From your child's pose, bring yourself up to your hero's pose. Inhale, reach those hands up high to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach the hands up once more, and then on the exhale, we're going to stretch out our arms here. So you can either bring your hands right at your bicep muscle here, and give your shoulder girdle a nice massage with your thumb pressing in to the inside here as you stretch. Or if you prefer to bring your hand to your forearm, you can also do that. And there's a little bit of a difference in the stretch here. So just try whichever one makes most sense for you. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your hands up high to the sky. And on the exhale, you're going to do the opposite arm. So again, choosing which works best for you, either at the bicep or the forearm. And breathing in and exhaling out. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next inhale, you're going to release that. Exhale out. Inhale, reaching the hands up high to the sky. And on the exhale this time, we're going to stretch out our wrist here. So just bringing your right hand out in front of you like you're saying stop. And then bring your left in front of your right and then press it back so that your fingertips are facing closer and closer towards your face. So it's going to stretch out your wrist here because there's so much wrist action in yoga that I want us to just be safe as we go into our downward facing dogs and planks as we go along. If you want to then change the position of your right hand and reach your fingertips down, you can do that now and just breathe. And now we're going to do the same thing, opposite side. First, doing your stop with your hands, reaching your right hand to that left hand and stretching it out. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Perhaps starting to just breathe a little bit more deeply where you are right now. And an offering here to bring the hand with the fingers down now on this side and get a little bit of a deeper stretch now that you've stretched the wrist out here. And remembering to breathe. All right, and then release back to your hero's pose and smile. We get so serious oftentimes. Inhale, reach the hands up, maybe bringing your gaze up. Exhale, you're gonna walk your hands back a little bit further to the front of the mat. Tuck the toes, come up to your downward facing dog once more. All right, so we're gonna do sun salutation a few times to get our blood moving again. Inhaling, we're gonna bring our heels off of the mat. Exhale, we're gonna walk our feet to the front to where our hands are. Good, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach it high to the sky. And then exhale once more. Good. From here, we're gonna just repeat the same thing again. 2 more times. Good. Inhale, reach it high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the feet and come back to your plank. Inhale, lower your knees. Exhale. Inhale, up to cobra. And then exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, walking your feet to your hands at the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, let's take that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. Knees, chest, chin, or you can start to come to your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And just breathe here in your downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, you're going to bring that right foot up and back, down dog split. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest, plant the foot between the hands, and rise up, high crescent lunge or low crescent lunge. So figure out what makes most sense for you here and now. I'm going to bring myself down for a more gentle approach today. So reaching those hands up high to the sky here. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into our goalpost arms. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Good. On the next inhale, bringing your left hand just beside your right foot. Exhale out. Inhale, reach that opposite arm up. Take a gaze. Exhale. And then just breathe here for 3 more breaths. Good. On the next inhale, frame that foot and bring it back on your next inhale. Lower knees, chest, chin. We're coming into your chaturanga. Whatever vinyasa makes most sense. Bringing yourself back to your downward facing dog. And breathe. On your next inhale, reach that left foot up and back, down dog split. On the exhale, bring the knee into the chest, plant the foot between the hands. Rise up high or low crescent lunge. Again, your choice here. This time we're going to exaggerate some of this sweeping motion. So on the inhale, we're going to reach our hands up high to the sky. Exhale, goalpost. 3 more like that. Inhale, reach it. Exhale, sweep it. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, down. Good. On your next inhale, bring your right hand by your left foot. And on that next inhale, reach that left arm up high to the sky. Remembering here to bring your gaze as you need to. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Taking 2 more here. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Good. And slowly frame the foot. Step that foot back and lower into your version of your vinyasa. At any point in time, if the vinyasas are not going to work for you, you can just come into your downward facing dog and skip it, or child's pose. So find what works for you and your body again. On your next inhale, I want you to walk your feet to your hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. With this forward fold, we're going to bring our hands to our opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Side to side. So this will act as a nice massage to our lower back here. And just breathe. Good. And then release the hands back down to the mat. Relax the neck. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to reverse swan dive all the way up, high to the sky. And on the exhale, hands come to heart center. And breathe. And smile. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to do something a little different. So on this next move, we're going to bring our right foot back towards the back of the mat and creating it in a 1 row. So just a different way for us to come into our warrior 2 here. Breathing in and breathing out. Spreading out our back toes on the mat. And same for our front toes. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to open up that front hand. Exhale as you lean a few inches forward. Good. Inhale, bringing your hand down to your right above your knee here into extended side angle. So with this move, you're going to reach your forearm a little bit further to bring that stretch a little bit deeper here in that left thigh. And for the arm, go ahead and just create some circles. So just really bringing some movement here to your shoulder girdle as you breathe. It helps to bring more presence to what we're doing rather than being static and making or allowing our minds to get more active. And then reaching it out for a moment here on your next inhale, and then exhale, coming back to your warrior two. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to straighten out that front leg. If a micro bend serves you, great. If not, that's fine too. Inhale, reach forward, and then on the exhale, coming into a pose here, a triangle pose. So oftentimes people say, pretend as though you're in 2 panes of glass and you don't want to get cut. I've never realized what a better analogy is, so we'll go with that one. But let's take care of our bodies and not get cut. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to come back, exhale into your warrior two. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to, as our arms reach forward, our hip also reaches forward. Coming down to low runner's lunge. Exhale, step that foot back and lower down into your version of the vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to walk our feet to the front of the mat. Exhale out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach it up high to the sky. Smile. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So we're going to do the same thing on this other side. We're going to reach our left foot up, and then we're going to walk it back to our warrior two. Again, just something different to play with. All right, so just breathe here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Maybe as an invitation for 2 more breaths, you bring one hand to your navel, one hand to your lower back, and just notice how those 2 areas feel. Good. Last inhale here. Exhale out. On your next inhale, we're going to reach forward again, like I'm trying to say hello and grab your arm. Open up your palm to receive my love. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring our arm down to your knee, just right above your knee for extended side angle here. And then same thing as we did on the other side. Bring your arm to reach and kind of pull back your leg a little further so you get a deeper stretch in this inner thigh muscle. And then we're going to bring in the motion here and movement of our arm as though it's a windmill, slowly, gently moving, creating wind for our body. And then finding stillness here for a breath. Inhale, and then exhale, coming back to your warrior two. On your next inhale, you're going to straighten out that front knee, micro bend again if you need to, or not required. Good. And then on your next exhale, you're going to bring maybe your hands to your hips and notice how you hinge your hips forward as you then reach your hand down to your ankle here, and then reach your left hand up. So that should help to create a nice line straight from one arm to the other in this triangle pose. Taking 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good. And on your next inhale, you're going to bend the knee, coming back to your warrior two. Exhale out. On your next inhale, windmill your arms to lower lunge, framing that foot. And exhale, either step back for your vinyasa or come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And just breathe. Taking 2 more breaths. Last one here. Good. And then on your next inhale, bring your knees down and your chest coming into hips to heels, child's pose. And with your child's pose, perhaps your knees are wide out to the mat if that feels better for you, or perhaps they're in. Check to see what feels best to you. If you want a bit of a more active child's pose, bring your fingertips out towards the edges of your front mat. Otherwise, you can bring your arms back beside you for a more relaxed state. So just breathe here in your child's pose, whether it be more active or more calming. For 2 more breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. All right. So from here, we're going to take 1 more round of a Vinyasa Flow. So coming up to your downward facing dog, reaching that right foot up and back, down dog split. Exhale, we're going to bring the knee into the chest, plant the foot between the hands. And then this time we're going to come into Warrior 1. So Warrior 1, you're going to be on 2 separate tracks on your mat rather than 1. And then bringing your hands to your hips, because in this pose, oftentimes that left hip wants to move into an open hip like our Warrior 2 position. Inhale, reaching up high to the sky, really bend and get into that front knee. Good, and then exhale, let's just bring it into a pyramid. We're gonna do a little round of a vinyasa here. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, straighten out the leg for pyramid. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pyramid. Good, 2 more. Inhale, reach it up, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the knee for pyramid. Last one, inhale, reach it up, smile. Exhale, straighten it out for pyramid. Good. Inhale up once more for this pose. If you want to play around with Warrior 3, I want you to bring that back foot to not the 45 angle as you would have it in typically for your Warrior 1, but it'll be like chaturanga, and start to walk those feet up and coming into your Warrior 3. So on the Warrior 3, you're going to reach the chest forward and then bring your gaze to the ground for a moment as you're balancing here. Maybe you want to bring your hands out just like that. Again, if you don't want to do this, you can come to a downward facing dog. Or if you want transformation mudra hand gesture, you can do that. And then just bring your gaze just a few inches above your mat. Good. On your next inhale, bring your hands down to the mat, or if you want a bit more of a balance for standing splits, you can reach that foot up and bring the hands to your ankle. Good. And then lower the foot back down. Great job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's take it all the way back up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, bring it up. Just a slight back bend here. Exhale, reverse swan dive it down. Inhale, bring it up, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, flow through your vinyasa, or just come to downward facing dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach that left foot up and back, down dog split. Exhale, bring the knee in, plant the foot, rise up to your Warrior 1. Shine the heart forward, Bring your pinkies in and relax those shoulders. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and come to pyramid and bow down. Inhale, bend the knee, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, straighten out. Good. Last one. Inhale, up and breathe. Good. Bring our hands to our hips. Bring our foot back to your high crescent lunge pose and positioning here for your warrior 3. So starting to just play around with bringing that foot up a little bit and then bringing those shoulders up and back, reaching your chest forward as you hinge from those hips. Choosing whatever hand position, maybe it's Superman. Just making sure that back foot is flexed to help really keep you more in this balance and spreading those toes onto the mat. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your hands down to frame that foot, standing splits. So just bring your hands around the ankle if you are able to stay in that. Otherwise, bring your hands just to frame that foot. And breathe here. Taking 2 more breaths. Last one. And then bring that foot down to meet the other side. And then in this time, we're going to take a halfway lift, flat back, if you choose. Otherwise, just bring your hands here. And then exhale, forward fold. On this forward fold, coming into gorilla pose, you can bring your hands like this underneath your feet. And just give yourself a deeper stretch here. And starting to bring the hands out from beneath your feet. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale, step that left foot back. And then your right foot. Lower knees, chest, chin for your final vinyasa, whatever version works best for you. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then just making your way into a child's pose. This time I'm offering to bring yourself into a calmer child's pose with your knees knocked together and your hands behind you. And just breathe here. Coming back to the intention that you had set for your practice. Gently making your way into your hero's pose. Walking your hands up your legs. And just breathing and being good, and maybe smiling. We get so serious in our yoga practice, and I just have to always remind myself and others to smile, even if we don't feel like smiling. It helps to bring those endorphins in and lighten our mood. So let's come down to our buttocks on the mat. And then we're gonna reach our feet out to the edges of the mat. Inhale, reaching our hands up high to the sky. If you have a belt or a strap, certainly feel free to use those props. And then just bring your hands otherwise to the tops of your legs. If you want to bring your hands to your toes, that's fine. The objective here is just to reach our abdomen onto the tops of our big part of our legs, those quadricep muscles. So that then we get a nice stretch all through the backs of our legs. Inhale here. Exhale out. Good. Slowly reaching our hands up high to the sky. Reverse swan dive them down. Exhale, hands come to Anjali Mudra at heart center. All right, let's bring our right foot into our left inner thigh. We're gonna come into a nice side stretch here. So on the inhale, we're gonna reach our hands up. And then on the exhale, we're going to reach our left hand towards the inside ankle of our left leg. And then we're either going to bring a strap or an arm just across this way. So we'll feel that stretch in our side body here, but we should also feel that stretch in our left inner thigh. Your next inhale, reaching it up high to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to just change sides. 4 breaths here, just as we've been doing our poses. Inhale, reach it up. And then on the exhale, as though I'm grabbing your hand to reach forward towards your right foot, inner ankle. Exhale. Inhale, reach that left hand over for a nice side stretch. You're at your 4th, go ahead. Otherwise, take whatever last one you need. Inhaling your arms up high to the sky. Exhaling, hands come to heart center. Reaching that foot in, letting the balls of your feet touch for Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. And we're going to bring our hands to our ankles, reaching our heels closer into our pelvis. And then we're going to reach our shoulders up, back, and down, and just breathe here. So the objective is to just really stretch these inner thigh muscles, the growing muscles, and to keep them healthy. Resist the urge to do butterfly, because this is just trying to work our stretch here. Good, taking one more breath, inhaling through the nose, and then exhaling out of the mouth. Good, on your next inhale, we're gonna reach those feet out again, and then tap and tap our legs. So this helps, again, to move that chi throughout your body. That energy, same thing as prana, just Chinese version of saying it. Okay. We're going to bring yourself into a nice little seated pose for a moment. just to teach you a quick little breathing exercise, which you've probably done in the past, but lion's breath is something that I love. So lion's breath typically is just sticking the tongue out to your chin, but my version is making a mane like a lion with your hands here. And we're going to take an inhale through the nose and a cleansing open mouth exhale, sigh it out, just to prepare for this. And now we're going to actually do our lion's breath. You can keep your eyes open or you can close them, whatever feels good for you. Inhale through the nose, open mouth, exhale. That's a fierce lion. Ready? Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If anything, this should make you laugh, which again helps you to feel a lot better throughout your day and relieve that stress that you don't need anymore, that does not serve you. So I did that the other day with one of my girlfriends at the end of our video call. So it's a good thing and it's a fun thing. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, so we'll bring our feet back out to the mat into our almost, I guess, L-like position here, reaching our hands out to the mat towards our toes. Good. Inhale, reach our shoulders up, back and down. And then on the exhale, we're going to slowly make our way down to our backs. But we're going to bring our feet off the mat a few inches. And then keep our chest off the mat a few inches for some core work here. So just breathe. You got this. We're going to go for 10 breaths. If it's too much, do what you need to do. But we're going to try to push ourselves and really work it. It's Friday. I think that's 10. When I'm talking, it can kind of be hard to keep up with all the counting. So just coming onto your backs now. But before we get into Shavasana, let's do a few more things to get our lower backs prepared, that lumbar spine. So let's come into our bridge pose. So your heels are going to reach towards your buttocks. Your hands can come just beside your buttocks if you want, and you can reach them up that way. If you need a deeper back bend, start to bring your hands to clasp underneath your back, and then walk your shoulder blades closer together. For those of you who practice wheel, you can bring yourself into wheel if that's going to serve you today. Otherwise, once you've found 4 breaths here in your bridge pose, you can bring yourself slowly down to the mat. And we're going to do that one more time. We're going to increase the count. So just go ahead and windshield wiper your hips side to side. Good. And then finding stillness and repeating that same thing, whether it be wheel or bridge, whatever you did on the one side, try on the second attempt now. Inhale, reaching your hips high. Exhale. Walking those shoulder blades back once you've clasped your hands together. Maybe you want to bring your heels closer to your buttocks for a deeper back bend here as well. And breathe. Let's go for 5 more breaths. Last one. Good. And starting to lower yourself back down to the mat. And this time, bringing your peace fingers around your big toes and gently rocking side to side onto your lower back and happy baby. So just rock it out, giving your lumbar spine the love it needs before coming into your Shavasana, final resting pose. And before Shavasana as well, taking some water. Just breathing and being. If you need to take any last pose before coming into Shavasana, if that's not enough for your lower back, do what you need to do. I like supine twist. So that looks like bringing your right knee into your chest and then bringing your left hand to rock that right knee over to the left side, reaching that right hand out to a half T, and then bringing your gaze out to that half T hand. So you can take 4 breaths on each side. And then once you're done, bringing that knee into your chest again, putting it back down to the other side. And then just, as I said, repeating, left knee comes into the chest, right hand goes across left knee to bring it down to the right side. Left arm stretches out. Try to keep that shoulder rooted to the mat. And then bringing your gaze to look towards your half T hand. Otherwise, if you didn't want to take this extra pose, you don't have to. Again, just making your way into your Shavasana. Once you've reached that 4th one, bring that knee into your chest. And then slowly bring your foot down. If you're in a room that's a little chilly before coming into Shavasana, grabbing your jackets, grabbing your socks, whatever's going to help you relax in the room without feeling distracted from the cold. And just relaxing into your Shavasana. So bringing your toes display out towards the edges of the mat to relax your hips. Bringing your hands with the palms facing up, out to the sides, perhaps off of your mat, to relax your shoulders further. Releasing any tension you might be holding in your jaw. Releasing any tension that you might be holding in the place between your brow, your third eye, that seat of intuition. And then coming back to your intention, repeating that as your mantra, holding you down into the present moment. Or if that's not serving you, you can use your breath. And just noticing your breath as you lie here in this peaceful state. You've worked hard today, so now it is time to give your body, your mind, and your spirit just a break. And you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like, or as long as you are able to do so. I kind of just wanted to lay there myself for a while. But the purposes of this 1 hour class, just bringing your knees into your chest for fetal position if you're ready. So just wrapping your hands and coming to clasp them around your arms, maybe reaching your head towards your knees. And then on your next exhale, you're going to just bring yourself to your favorite side, cradling your head with the arm that is closest to your mat. And with your eyes still closed, just breathe here, and then gently bringing yourself up to a nice easy pose once more. With your eyes closed, bowing your head to your heart. Thanking yourself for showing up to the practice today. Noticing how you feel now compared to the beginning of the class. And I'll just leave you here with a closing thought. At first, I ignored the card fluttering to the ground. The father and his little girl who dropped it were just 20 feet away, and I was late for work. Surely they would have realized it, I told myself, but they kept walking. My conscience got the better of me, and I went over to pick it up. It was a prepaid bus ride pass. When I gave it to them, their effusive thanks left me feeling unexpectedly satisfied. Why do I feel so good about doing such a small thing? I thought to myself. It turns out that the human body produces chemicals that improve our mood when we're kind to others. We're made to feel good when we do good. So the idea here is to do good for others, and in return, you'll do good for yourself. So think about who needs a helping hand or an encouraging word. What kind word or simple gesture can you extend to a friend, colleague, or a neighbor? This comes from our daily bread, a daily devotional. Perhaps you allow your eyes to flutter open now. The light in me thus, the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thanks everyone for letting your light shine today. Thanks for showing up for yourself. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And please stay on if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. I'll turn the recording feature off. Otherwise, hope to see you next time. Thanks.
Thank you, Monica.
Thanks,
Bye.
Teresa. Good to see you.